Canelo, and he fights at 168 plus. So I don't see me and him fighting. So
what's the highest you could fight at realistically?
I would say 154 realistic.
154.
You know,
So
them boys get big up there. Them boys get big up there. And I'm not a person to, toot my own horn.
Oscar de la Hoya initially showed strong support for Terence Crawford, boldly claiming that Crawford would defeat Canelo Alvarez at any time. He emphasized that Crawford wasn't just a smaller fighter moving up in weight, but a naturally big and skilled athlete who could easily compete at 168 pounds. De La Hoya praised Crawford's adaptability, strength, and ring intelligence, challenging the old saying that a good big man always beats a good little man, arguing that Crawford was no little man. However, in a surprising shift, De La Hoya has now changed his stance, calling the potential fight a mismatch in Canelo's favor and downplaying Crawford's chances, even suggesting it would be almost like a no contest.
The main cards, it will be 4 fights, and we will have Canelo Crawford and the co-main event, and 2 fights. One of them is Gerald and Miller, if we finish it. Then there is another card start earlier for free for everywhere. We are thinking to put around from 6 to 10 fights for talent.
Terence Crawford didn't ignore De La Hoya's sudden change of opinion. Calmly but directly, he pointed out the inconsistency, noting how De La Hoya keeps switching his stance on Canelo. Crawford also highlighted the significance of their September 13th bout. Not just a super fight, but one with historic weight. If he beats Canelo and becomes undisputed in a 3rd weight class, he'll make history. Something even legends like Sugar Ray Leonard, Roy Jones Jr., and Floyd Mayweather never achieved. While Crawford's legacy is already respected, a win here would elevate him to an elite tier, despite ongoing doubts about his resume.
It's all about making history. I was the first 2-time undisputed champion of the world. I'm not going to trade on you. First 3-time undisputed champion of the world.
Eddie Hearn acknowledged Crawford's talent, but pointed out a key issue. Crawford hasn't faced top opponents in their prime. It wasn't meant as a criticism, but rather a reflection of a boxing system that failed to give him marquee matchups at the right time. Hearn noted that while wins over fighters like Ricky Burns, Kell Brook, Amir Khan, and even Errol Spence Jr. are solid, they come with asterisks. Brook and Khan were past their best, and Spence had lingering doubts after his car accident and long layoff. Compared to Canelo's resume, Crawford's big-name wins seemed less impactful.
if Canelo couldn't knock out Charlo, or you really think that he's gonna knock out Crawford? I would pick Terence Crawford to beat a Canelo Alvarez, even at 168. Everybody can call me crazy and whatever you want to say. I get it. Y'all didn't believe me when I told you about Spence, but trust me, Crawford will figure out a way. I know a secret y'all don't know, and I ain't gonna tell you why I would pick Terence Crawford, but it's part of the secret, is the reason why I'm picking him to win the fight.
On the other hand, Canelo Alvarez boasts a deep and star-studded resume, having faced legends like Floyd Mayweather, Gennady Golovkin, Sergey Kovalev, Miguel Cotto, and Caleb Plant. He's moved through weight classes in pursuit of titles and legacy. While some wins, like those over Golovkin and Kovalev, came with questions around timing or age, Canelo has consistently faced elite opponents. That experience is a major reason why voices like De La Hoya and Eddie Hearn, despite past clashes with him, argue the fight leans in Canelo's favor. He's not just a bigger man, he's proven in the sport's biggest moments.
I say before, he's a great fighter. But if you look at his career, mention one elite fighter. Just mention me one elite fighter.
So Poster wasn't elite?
Who?
Still, not everyone views the fight as a mismatch. For many fans and analysts, Terence Crawford's technical brilliance is the ultimate equalizer. His footwork, ring IQ, switch-hitting ability, and timing make him one of boxing's most dangerous fighters. Against Errol Spence, Crawford didn't just win. He dismantled a top-tier opponent with patience, precision, and poise. Moving up to super middleweight is a serious challenge, but some believe Crawford's style could offset Canelo's size advantage. He rarely gets hit, conserves energy, and if he can absorb Canelo's power, his skill and intelligence...
You think this fight does more for your career than fighting David Benavidez?
You can see the career of Terence Crawford or Benavidez. Terence Crawford was undisputed champion in 2 weight classes, many championship fights. So he bring me something to the table.
Oscar de la Hoya's sudden support for Canelo has raised eyebrows, with some suggesting it's more about politics than true belief. Once both a promoter and critic of Canelo, especially after their public split when Canelo left Golden Boy, de la Hoya now seems to be softening. With Saudi Arabia's growing influence in boxing and advisor Turki Alishik bringing together major names from mega events, even old rivalries appear to be fading in the face of money and spectacle.
It's cool. Well,
is there a champion?
I'm going to fight another elite
There is
fighter
a champion,
in
good fighters, but elite fighters is different. Wait.
So I'm going to fight an elite fighter in September.
Yeah, okay.
Then we're
going to find out.
Then we're going to find out.
And don't get me wrong, you're a great fighter.
I know I'm great.
You're a great fighter, but are you gonna find out? I hope your uncle Turki Alashi pay you enough money, because it's gonna be the last. That's for sure.
It may be. Maybe.
I hope he pay you enough.
But you know, after fighters fight me, they ain't never the same. So
Turki Alishik played a major role in setting up the Canelo versus Crawford fight, even meeting Crawford before the announcement. Crawford told him this might be his final bout, adding emotional weight to the event. With no rematch clause on Crawford's end, it's clear he sees this as a legacy-defining moment, one last shot to make history and walk away on his own terms, despite a career often affected by boxing politics.
Everything is on Terence Crawford's side, all the legacy, meaning he only has the opportunity to win the belts. Saul only has an opportunity to defend them. Terence Crawford has an opportunity to be in a 5 division and the only person to win all 4 belts in 3 separate weight divisions. Why is Saul taking this fight? And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's some things in life more important than just the belts. And that 20-year career that Terence Crawford made, that all that he has, is very valuable. Very, very valuable. He had 1 foot out the game.
The fight also includes knockout bonuses, as revealed by Turki Alishik, an idea taken from MMA and gaming to boost action in the ring. After Canelo's dull win over William Skull, this move aims to encourage more aggressive fighting. For Crawford, a sharp finisher, and Canelo, a power puncher with a strong chin, the bonus could raise the stakes and turn a technical battle into a high-risk, high-reward clash.
You need to put a small ring the smaller ring in the...
Hey, Matt. Yeah. The only running that I'm going to be doing is running upside his head, and I can assure you that. Facts. And he got a big head, too.
Carl Frock, known for his blunt takes, shared a contrasting view on Canelo versus Crawford. Speaking to Foot Italia, he backed Crawford, emphasizing his underrated size and adaptability. Frock believes Crawford will grow into the super middleweight division comfortably, adding bulk without losing his style. Unlike others focused on the risks of moving up, Frock sees it as a chance for Crawford to prove his versatility and skill.
It would be a disappointment if this did normal boxing numbers, you know, and let's be real, you know what Jake Paul is gonna say. He already shitted on this fight. Don't let the numbers not come anywhere close to his numbers with Tyson, and it's gonna be all bad. Would it even matter if Bud and Canelo didn't do the numbers of Jake and Tyson? Or is that an indictment on the sport that, it's just showing what our fan base prefers, right?
Frock highlighted Crawford's skill, adaptability, and mindset, calling him extremely talented and capable of beating anyone he faces. He even said he'd probably pick Crawford to beat Canelo, a serious endorsement from someone who shared the ring with elite names like Andre Ward and George Groves. Frock wasn't hyping the fight. He genuinely believes Canelo may no longer have enough to handle a fighter like Crawford.
The others say, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down. You know, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he still got that kind of steam. But, you know, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into.
Froch didn't hold back in criticizing Canelo's recent form, saying he's past his best and looked unimpressive in his last fight. He pointed to a lack of sharpness and hunger, suggesting Canelo is no longer pushing himself but aiming for easy wins. According to Froch, Canelo seems more focused on avoiding damage and delivering peak performances, a sign he may be coasting rather than competing at full intensity.
He hopes you don't run. And Turkey has a knockout bonus in this fight. And there seems to be something out there like the way for you to win this fight is to move, move, move. Is that true?
Listen.
Turkey, you need to put a small ring. The smaller ring in the...
Froch doubled down, saying Canelo is past his prime with over 60 fights and huge earnings, questioning why he's still fighting. He warned that this super fight with Crawford could backfire, as Canelo might lack the hunger to take big risks now that his legacy and fortune...
I'm going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. You know, it ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can beat him.
Froch admitted either fighter could lose, but a Canelo loss would feel like an upset given how many now back Crawford. He praised Crawford as an incredible, tough, and mentally strong fighter. Still, Froch gave Canelo credit too, calling him a true student of the game who's faced the best.
And here's the thing. A lot of people don't understand what Terence Crawford's, what a big part of his number one asset is. Do you know he has a 74-inch reach? Floyd Mayweather has a 73-inch reach.
Wow.
Okay? They're able to reach their opponents much easier than other fighters. Their arms are extremely long. This is why Terence Crawford, in my opinion, is
Teddy Atlas, on his YouTube show, shared a similar view, saying while Canelo is very good, Crawford is something special. He admitted Crawford's resume gets criticized, but stressed that greatness comes from intangible qualities, and Crawford has that rare ingredient you either have or you don't.
I go back and forwards, to be honest with you. Like, when I talk to Bud, I kind of like, he convinces me that he's going to win the fight because he's such a believer in his own ability, and he's very convinced. And then you see the presser yesterday, and I thought Canelo looked really well. Do you know what I mean? And obviously he's a big lump, so I was always Canelo, then I sort of leant towards Bud, but now I'm back with Canelo, so we'll see.
Atlas also questioned whether Canelo might be slightly overrated, noting that while he's tremendous, Crawford's true strength lies in his mindset and inner drive. He acknowledged the challenge of moving up in weight, but believes Crawford's determination and mental toughness give him the edge. It wasn't about doubting Canelo, just a warning not to underestimate Crawford hard.
The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that, you know, is his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably do way better. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Crawford is a legend, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, you can't.
Sergio Mora offered a fresh take, saying the old rule that a great big man beats a great small man doesn't quite fit here. After Canelo's recent performance, Mora noted he struggled to cut off the ring, suggesting it's more about sharpness than size. With over 65 fights and years of wear, Mora believes Canelo has lost a step,